Good morning and happy Friday. Welcome back to the NOFO Live Show, where I, Sunita, along with my two co-hosts, Tracy from Miss Tracy Kessler and Kelly from NOFO Endless Summer, we hop on every Friday at 9 a.m. And talk about everything North Fork. I am visiting some dear friends in New Jersey and enjoying some of my traditions from my New Jersey life. A few friends and I in New Jersey every year for the holidays get together and bake cookies. And then we pick people that we kind of want to spread holiday cheer to and drop some off. So I drove in here last night and I had baked some cookies, ate a lot of cookie dough. Oh my God, it's so fun to be surrounded by kids specifically that just love A, baking, and B, just the holiday cheer. So I'm full of the holiday spirit and excited. We also ended up getting our tree last week. I don't know if you saw, I think I posted a reel. I totally loved the farm experience. I believe it's in Calverton. It's called Lewin Farms. And they have this giant farm where you can cut your own ride, and they take you into the farm, and it's like endless rows of trees. It was really fun, walking around going, Good morning, Kelly. How are you?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I just heard you talk about Lewin Farms. That's where we normally go apple picking. Marty's been going apple picking with us.
Yeah, I did see their apple trees on the tail end of, it's such a huge farm. And we tried to go last year, but we went too late. Like they had already closed for the season. I guess they closed the week before Christmas. Who knows? Pro tip, people, go early. But it was so much fun. Hi, Megan.
Morning.
It was so much fun. And then I came to New Jersey and I'm baking holiday cookies. So I am totally in the holiday mood. So let's go,
Megan, are you going to talk all things holiday with us?
Yes.
Well, just wanted to, speaking of holiday, I guess Tracy and Tilly are taking a mini holiday break. So they are currently on a plane enjoying, their trip to sunny Florida. So we will miss them this morning. But we're glad you're here, Megan.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Of course. If you don't know who Megan is, she has this, I don't even know what to call it. I know it's a citron top, but it is the most beautiful setup of a dessert.
Thank you.
It just oozes sweetness. So tell us all about what you do, Megan, and how you came about to be the North Fork Flower Show.
So we currently have our dessert truck. We also do custom cakes, dessert tables, all different types of dessert orders. But we mainly started as, I was a pastry chef for actually 12 years at a few restaurants up island. And COVID happened, lost my job. I didn't really know what direction to go in at that point. And everyone kept telling me, just start posting your cakes that you've done or desserts in the past at the restaurant and try to open up your own business. And I kind of thought that they were absolutely insane. I was like, no one is going to order a cake from me. So I created an Instagram for my business, and it really just took off from there.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's awesome. It sounds like a little bit of a familiar story for so many people that have that have pivoted and been able to establish a successful new venture through COVID.
Called COVID really changed a lot for a lot of people. And I think a lot of people are in a completely different place in their life than they ever thought they were going to be because of it. So, whether it's for the good, which I feel like in a lot of cases it has been for the good.
I always say that. I'm like, as bad as COVID was, I'm like, it was kind of a blessing for me because the restaurant, life is just very brutal. It's not something that really works with your family either, with the hours and the demands of the job. But it was also something that I would have never left because having a family, you need an income, and that was my career. So COVID kind of was a blessing because it pushed me out of my comfort zone, to do something that I wouldn't have done.
So I was just going to say my first experience with Megan was, I think it was like a pop-up in front of Ellen's on Friend.
Yes.
And what was that? Was that 2020 or 2021?
Ooh, it might have been 2021.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it that far back? I can't even remember.
Yeah, it was probably like a year and a half ago.
So my husband has a big sweet tooth, and so we had seen your Instagram posts about your pop-ups, and he was like, "Let's go." And I think we got like one of everything that day.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so you're a pastry chef. Obviously, you know how to make the desserts, but in your mind, you're not doing the entrepreneur route. You're going into the restaurant. You're making your desserts. You're doing that. So what? What was your mind shift, or what did you experience once you did start posting on your own and people looking at what you're creating?
It was like wild. It really was. You know, obviously there's things that you do wrong and you learn from, you know, as time goes on. You know, I started off slow, obviously. And I mean, it got to a point where I think it was like my first Valentine's Day, and me and my husband kind of just like looked around and we laughed with each other, because I was like, how did I get to this point? You know, like I had over 100 orders for Valentine's Day, my first year open. And I mean, just like the mayhem of everything, but also, you know, like everyone being so supportive. I was just like, you know, a few months ago, I would have never thought that I'd be at this point.
So I'm picturing the "And I Love Lucy" show episode in your garage, you know, where you're throwing things in boxes and cooking and baking and icing.
Yeah, maybe a little less chaotic.
I think that's like another kind of parallel that we see with everybody who talks about like a COVID shift of like, okay, I'm in this new career or this new situation, and I'm just like flying by the seat of my pants kind of thing. I'm just like doing everything that I can that I feel like I need to do to get by, and like, you know, whatever sticks, and if it doesn't, we're just gonna keep moving on, you know?
Yeah, that's basically how it is. And then obviously now with the truck being new, you know, that's a learning curve, and you know, now we're still learning with that as well. So it's just constant, you know, learning.
Yeah.
So give us some background. How did you go from making desserts, having pop-ups, to now having a truck?
So it got to the point where, I mean, the business was really growing. You know, the amount of orders we were getting every week was growing, and the holidays. And I was kind of like, I need to take my business to the next level. You know, we searched around the North Fork for a storefront. There were several places like we were very interested in, and like almost, you know, went into a lease with places, but we were also looking at trucks, but I didn't want, you know, like your average truck. I didn't want something that someone else has. I wanted something completely different and new. So that took a while. Like I had other ideas that I would like drag my dad and my husband to Pennsylvania last minute to like go look at this crazy idea I had. So like the storefront didn't really work out. I feel like I had to sit down and really evaluate my life. You know, having 3 kids, a household, a husband, the demand of owning a storefront, I feel like just right now with 3 little kids, just I feel like wasn't ideal for my family. You know, so with the truck, I could choose whether I go out this weekend or I don't. You know, and I get to really create my schedule a little more than having a store. So we went the truck route.
Well, because the truck is not 7 days a week or 5 days a week. It can be as many days a week as you want. I mean, bravo to you for sort of taking all that in, because sometimes as an entrepreneur, I know when we start putting the, you know, the foot on the pedal and the gas, and you just want to, you know, hit the gas, and the car goes faster. And sometimes you really need to take it off the pedal and see where you're headed before you crash, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I also spoke to other friends I have that, you know, own food businesses out here, and they were like, you have to be fully ready to like let go of the reins and let other people run your business, or, you know, be creating desserts in the kitchen, because you at that point with a bakery, you're not going to be able to be doing your cakes and doing your pastries for the case and running the front and doing events, you know. So they were like, you know, you really have to be ready. And I'm like a control freak with my stuff. I need to make sure it's right, and, you know, people are dealing with customers the right way. So I was like, maybe I'm just not fully ready for the store yet.
And I think also being a mom, being able to like make your own schedule and
Yes.
work around when your kids are sick, or like, you know, have some kind of plan B for when life happens is really important, you know?
Well, that's why working at the restaurants for 12 years, I mean, I look back now and it kind of makes me regret the holidays I've missed and the birthdays I've missed, because I always put my job first. Always. You know, there were times where I had to stay at the restaurant late because someone called out and it was my pastry department. So I would have to stay and I would be scrambling, like calling my mom, oh, you need to pick him up from daycare, or, you know, because my job always came first. And then with COVID, I was actually pregnant at the time and had my youngest in August during COVID.
Oh,
But like with COVID, they were home from school and I was home. So it was the most time like I've ever spent with my kids. And it's actually like sometimes it's really sad to even think about and like say, because as a mom, you should be there for your kids.
wow.
So, you know, it's like really made me appreciate my time with them more. So that's why now with the business, like being able to choose my schedule and everything, it's really helpful.
Mm-hmm.
And they love coming on the truck with me too.
Times, right?
Oh yes, my middle son Hunter, he's 5. He absolutely loves working the truck with me. Loves it. I think he likes more. His idea was putting out a tip cup actually one day on the truck, which I never did before.
You should
And
have
I just laughed.
for cuteness. Cute tips.
Well, yeah. So like when the first day he came with me and brought the tip cup, he would like come up behind me and hold the cup and be like, money, money, money to all the customers. But they totally eat it up. You know, they think it's like the greatest thing that they're on the truck with me.
That's so awesome. I just want to touch about something you said earlier about being a mom, and especially a young mom. You know, we put so much pressure on ourselves in what we should be doing. And it's hard because part of what we should be doing is also providing for the family and making sure
Yes.
the family's okay. And sometimes they're in conflict with each other, you know? And especially over the holidays, we all think as our families gather, we need more food. We want to go out. We want more dessert. And we don't really recognize that the people that are providing to us are leaving their families to come create these desserts and
Yeah.
that we can enjoy as a family. So shout out to everybody in the service industry and the restaurant industry that, you know, makes holidays and other special events wonderful for all of us to enjoy.
Yeah.
And it does come at a price. And it does come at a price. But, you know, now, so I want to go back to the truck for a second. I can't imagine that you got it in the condition that it was in. So I'm sure there's some transformation between. So where did you find the truck and how did you get it to looking this gorgeous pink sweet thing that it is?
So it's actually a trailer that looks like a truck. Yeah. And it was completely custom built, you know, from the ground up in South America.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy.
I really did research to find something different. I don't know what shipping costs. I actually, at the end of everything, like right before I got it, I panicked and I was like, wait, was shipping included in my total price that I paid for this? So I started Googling like what shipping cost was, and it was a lot. But thank God, like that was included in the price I paid.
Wow.
Awesome. Awesome. And then you also have a very beautiful setup in the front of the truck when you do, front of the trailer, when you do bring it and park it. So where is the inspiration from that? Is that all you? Do you have, you know, how did that come about?
Everything's all me. I just really wanted something pretty eye-catching, like Instagrammable. You know, I love the pink. You know, I don't know. I just wanted something like pretty dainty. And that's just kind of like where it went.
You nailed it. I think whatever your vision was, it definitely is sweet. It definitely is eye-catchy. It definitely is Instagrammable. It's perfection.
Thank you.
I
searched everywhere for like
time yet. I only saw it that one time at night. We were like running out. And Marty's like,
oh yeah.
Well, you were at the North Fork Foodie Festival. I'm sorry, Food and Wine Festival, whatever that was called.
Yes.
I remember seeing you there. That was and a couple of other places. But yes, it's prettier in the day. I think at Brick Cove, I saw you once or twice. Were you at Brick
Yep,
Cove
at
this
Brick Cove,
summer?
yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
It's pretty in the day because it's pink, but then at light it's lit up. So, tell us what's on the truck. What can people get? I know, Kelly, you've sampled one of everything. So what do you have?
Can I remember back to like, what was it? It was almost a year and a half now. We had like some like little cake and like a.
All the snack cakes.
Yes, Marty loved that. And then I think, did you make Pop-Tarts?
I think I had Pop-Tarts.
Yeah.
I always have rainbow cookies. Those are like my number one seller.
We got those.
Yeah, I don't know, but I know on the truck we always have assorted macarons, rainbow cookies. Trying to think. We do hot chocolate, coffee. We do like breakfast pastries. So I've been doing different scones, turnovers, crumb squares. Like individual tarts. Coming from like the restaurant, I was like, obviously all I did were individual desserts. So that I always have on the truck. Like this week we had like individual tiramisu cakes, like flourless chocolate cake with a coffee mousse.
Megan, you sound a little funny. Sunita, do you have her?
Yes, I think that your audio sort of became a little bit of an echo.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what changed, but it's fine. We can hear you. It's just a little echo.
You sound far away.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So tell us where would we find the truck if somebody wanted to get it? Is it only events? How would we get one of these things you're describing?
So we actually got asked by the county offices in Riverhead to park in front of those county buildings at 310 Center Drive. However, we are only there for like, what?
Where is that? Like by the court?
Yeah, so it's actually, it's right by the courts. It's like where like the town clerk is.
Okay.
So we're there on Wednesdays from 9 to 2. And then we're at the Riverhead East End Market.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, we're there on Saturdays from 9 to 1.
Out in the parking lot. Yeah,
with the truck.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. And then obviously we have different pop-ups. Like last weekend we were at East Quad's Winter Festival on Main Street. That was so much fun and very, very successful event. So we like do different pop-ups every weekend, and then obviously if you want to book our truck for a special event, that's available too.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you also do cakes, you said, you mentioned early on. I know these are all individual desserts of the truck, but you also do custom cakes?
Yeah, so we do all different custom cakes from birthdays, baby showers, wedding cakes, anything.
What's your favorite thing to make?
That's so hard. Honestly, ice cream.
Ice cream. Wow.
That's why it was not planned from the beginning, but during the summer, I've always loved to make ice cream. It was my favorite thing to do at the restaurants. Like I would try out so many different flavors, but I was like the scrap queen. So like brownies, I would save all like my end scraps, and that would go into like a caramel brownie ice cream, and I got to play around and have fun with that.
Maybe we our go-to for ice cream, because I feel like Magic House never open.
Yeah, I heard they had like they closed for a few weeks, but so during the summer we got an ice cream machine, and I started doing homemade ice cream tacos.
Oh.
And it was ironically right when like Choco Taco announced that they were no longer making Choco Tacos. But that is probably my favorite thing to do is ice cream.
Oh my God, ice cream tacos, just like mind blown. That just sounds...
They were so good.
So that's a summer thing. Do you also offer other seasonal desserts?
Not right now.
Okay.
We just play around with different things. We always try to change the menu. I like never have the same menu like every week or, every event during the week. We'll always change it up.
Mm-hmm. And now,
but the fact that you'll be...
Sorry, Sunita.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, ice cream is your favorite. What seems to be like the fan favorite? Like, what does everybody order the most?
The rainbow cookies and macarons.
Those are your top two?
Yeah, and the rainbow cookie crumb cake.
Okay. That
Yeah.
sounds like it's definitely up Marty's alley. I don't think he's watching right now, but he's going to want to watch this after.
Well, but now it's great that you have two specific locations you'll be at on certain days, so that at
Yes.
least, Wednesdays people can show up at the Riverhead Courthouse where you have it, and then the East End Food Market. I mean, that's awesome that, I think they're going to be running all winter long, right? They're not.
Yes, they will be. Yeah, through the spring.
It's such a beautiful place. And, our friend Cara made, every time I drive past it, I love it because now you can see it from far away with all the windows decorated with the farm produce.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
And there's so many great vendors inside.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
sorry, what were you saying, Kelly? You got cut off.
I love the location because, like, for me, coming from West, when we're coming out for the weekend, we pass it right there on the main road. It was a perfect stop to just grab your stuff for the weekend.
Yeah.
Have good, locally made goodies in the house. So definitely like a perfect stop for anybody who's coming out for the weekend.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. All right, let's jump into our same five but different perspective. I know Tracy's not here to kick it off, so you and I, Kelly, are going to have to remember all the questions.
Yeah.
You would think we do this every week, so we have a plan and a script. We don't, people. We just wing it.
And we've been doing, I think you guys have been doing this for longer than me, but like every week, wait, what's the question?
We'll jump into the farm one first because that's what comes to mind. What local farm stands do you end up finding your car driving towards, and if you were picking up produce, where would you find yourself?
Honestly, we're always going to Bayview. It's really close to my house. When the weather's nice, we actually, I'll like take the kids there on a walk. They love getting corn when that's in season. So that's really our go-to, just because it's close by too.
And they just have everything there.
Yes,
they do. They really do.
They really have a lot there.
Yeah.
So are you a brewery or a winery coming out, and what's your go-to?
I'd probably say winery. I hate to admit I don't really get out often having the kids and a business, but I do love Sparkling Point. I had the pleasure of attending their Carnival event a few years ago too, which was
awesome. It was so fun. That was one of the things I really genuinely missed in COVID when they had to cancel that, but it was so fun. I hope they bring it back. I think they will.
It's totally different. It's a complete, it's like an experience you need to experience.
So the first time I went to it, I kind of stood on the sidelines and just watched. And then I've had the, been able to go again. And the next time it's like when those drums
ever stands on the sidelines and watches anything. I feel like
well, but their dancers, I think they fly them in from wherever they come in from. It's just amazing an experience.
Are they from Brazil, the owners?
The owners are from Brazil, yes, I believe so. I know you're connected to the restaurant industry, so obviously you probably have your own favorites or whatever, but if the three of us were meeting for lunch or dinner, where would you recommend we meet you?
I always find myself going to either Barrow or the Elbow Room.
I've never been there, but I've heard it's so good. I really want to try it.
Tracy swears it's the best burgers she's ever had. Like,
I will only have a burger from Elbow Room. Like when I want a burger, I'm going to Elbow Room and I'm getting well done sweet potato fries. Like amazing.
I've never been there. I need to go.
Yes, you need to go.
They have a burger night, don't they? Like Tracy swears by there. Is it Thursday night or whatever? They have a burger night with the $6 burgers. Don't quote me, but
I don't know. We go like any day of the week.
We need to investigate this. I need to.
Yes, you need to go.
Right.
They're like marinated burgers. They're delicious.
Yum. So now I don't remember what question we're up to, but I think this is Sunita's question, but I'm just going to ask it anyway. What's your go-to for either a sunrise or a sunset?
So when you look out the front of my house, we get a perfect view of the sunset. So a lot of times my kids call it like sunset chasing. Well, like up the block for me, it's all vineyards on my block. So a lot of times we'll take a walk up or a drive. But a lot of times we also find ourselves at Iron Pier Beach.
Oh,
for their
that's beautiful.
sunsets. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever been there for a winter sunset? Everything is frozen and it's
Yep.
cold, but it's magical.
Yep.
I
And the
love
kids
those.
still want to go on the beach.
I love Iron Pier for a winter sunset. But how lovely on the North Fork. I mean, honestly, a lot of people that, live locally are really able to crane their neck just a little bit left or right and catch a sunset,
Oh,
right
yeah.
from their backyard.
And they're so beautiful.
Yes, yes, that's awesome. So tell us, I mean, I know we've been talking about this, for the whole time. What do you love the most about being a part of the North Fork community?
I mean, for the most part, I think the community is extremely supportive of local businesses. I mean, the North Fork is like built around all local businesses. A lot of them being women owned is extremely important as well. But I also feel like being a local mom, just being like a part of that school and other local moms, I mean, just the community is so amazing.
One of the things we didn't touch upon is how did you find your way to the North Fork?
So my mom actually lived in Peconic, for a very long time. And we ventured off the North Fork for a few years, but we then purchased our house in Jamesport, and here we are.
Oh, awesome. So you already, you are from locally. If your mom lived here, I'm assuming. So that's
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
It's so interesting how we've all taken different paths to get here, but it's great that we are here.
Yeah, we came back. And we absolutely love it. Love it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us. And
yes, thank you.
I can't wait. Where are you going to be anywhere in the next weekend or two that you can share with us other than the two daily ones?
No, just Saturday we'll be at the East End Food Market from 9 to 1.
Awesome. Sounds good. I got to make it.
And then we have all of our holiday dessert items that are available as well.
And can people also order directly from you?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And what's the best place to do that? Instagram?
I mean, people send me messages on Instagram, Facebook, but I do prefer email. It's just easier to keep track of everything.
Okay, and you have that on your Instagram or website?
Yeah, it's on my Instagram, but it's nofoflowershop@gmail.com.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much, Lee.
Thank you so much for having me.
Have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.